Roll call.
Kevin is here.
Austin Cool, Charles Cool here.
Green here.
Thomas here.
Mike here.
Meeting minutes approval of January 2nd. Are there any additions or corrections?
Cummings will make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 2nd, 2025.
Austin Cool, second.
Motion by Cummings, second by Austin Cool to approve the meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Citizen input for anything not on the agenda. I'm not sure, I know why you're here, I know why she's here.
BP.
BP, gotcha.
Not here.
All right.
I'm not sure.
Any, you in the back, anything you needed to discuss? Okay, no problem. Seeing none, moving on. Meeting summaries since last council. Water and light, Tim?
At our meeting on January 7th, we approved the December bills, discussed the Van Holten update. Their sewage treatment plant is operating. I don't know that it's working 100% yet, but they have seen a significant reduction down at the wastewater treatment plant down here. And the rest of it comes before council tonight.
Good, thank you very much. Cable, Charlie.
We would like to make a motion to move items 5A and 6B to follow items 4B in the agenda.
Otherwise, she's talking multiple times, so it's just
Correct.
efficiency in the
Just
agenda.
collapsing them.
Yep.
I'll second.
Motion by Cool, second by Wired to move all three cable updates into one section on 4B. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Laura is up.
Well, hello.
Hello. Lots going on. You've got
Yeah, I'll
stuff in
just-
your papers and she can go through it all here.
Sure. I will summarize the situation. The manager that we had resigned in September. We went through the budget, decided we did not have enough money in the budget to hire another manager. So I volunteered to be acting manager until such time as we could hire another manager. In the process of doing that, I learned a great deal about how the station functions. And in my opinion, we need to seriously rethink how we do things. As it stands, how we do things at the station does not meet my personal standards for efficiency and organization. And I'm reluctant to contemplate hiring another manager until I'm satisfied that it could be, that they could walk in and it would be turnkey. So I'm not gonna go on and on about it, although I could. I would start ranting and we don't want that. Essentially, we do not have what I call a knowledge base. What that means is there aren't really any documents saying how things work, how are things wired together. This manager after manager was just all kept in their heads, and then they passed it on to the next person verbally. And if there was a gap in managers, the new manager had to learn from scratch the hard way. I think that's not a sensible or efficient way to do things. So that being said, you guys are going to be stuck with me for a while until I'm satisfied that the operation is orderly, efficient, and turnkey ready when we hire a manager. So that's thing one that you should know. As part of my going through how everything is working, it seems like the cartoon where you open up a closet door and a whole bunch of stuff falls on you. Everything is that way. So I've been systematically going through each facet of how we operate. I am very happy with how we do our live streaming and getting our events up onto YouTube. I am very, very happy with our videographers that we have right now. Part of the reason the station became such a mess was we had terrible hiring problems. We went from a staff of 8 videographers down to a staff of 2. So our manager couldn't manage, he was too busy running around being a videographer. So that didn't help, and if you multiply that by 2 years, we're now up to 4 videographers. They are all very good. So that is helpful. Then it came time to look at our cable station, our cable channels. The signal on them has been dreadful. If you read what's in the packet, what I had to say about it. What The overall picture was, and I've been on the board since 2008, so I've seen the whole movie. We spent a lot of money 10 or so years ago upgrading from analog to digital equipment to keep pace with the times and with our audience. However, some of the equipment was not upgradable at a price we could afford. And what that is called is what happens is we put a signal out of our equipment, and then it meets the spectrum hardware. And there's, at the place where they meet, there's a device called an encoder. And it takes all the signal from our equipment and it translates it into bit packets that goes into the spectrum wiring. The encoder that we have is over 40 years old, and it just started dying. It used to be Spectrum Tech could come out and fix it, but Spectrum was not very responsive to us. We'd say, hey, we're having problems, maybe 3 months later somebody would come out. And meanwhile, we're losing audience, and there's nothing we can do about it. When we did upgrade our equipment, we thought forward. It outputs HD. It's the best for the money. You know, it was very serious. We did all that. But the encoder is actually dumbing the signal down when it goes into the spectrum wiring. So for a while, a tech could come out and tweak it, and we'd get our signal back on track and crystal clear again. But then it would start to degrade. We asked, what would it take to upgrade this? And they said, well, the first quote we got was $100,000. And we, yeah. Then it was $50,000. Then it was $30,000. So meanwhile, we were saying, well, let's just invest in live streaming and using the internet and YouTube, because we can't afford this, and we're not getting responsive service, so let's just kind of let go of it. Hoping that there would be a time when there was a sweet spot, when we could afford what they were charging, their price would come down, in other words. So here we are now, the encoder is completely toast. We get weak audio only for both. I've had Spectrum technicians out here a lot. The change in the overall picture with Spectrum is that they have put a lot of money into installing fiber broadband infrastructure all around the state, all around the country, lots of federal grant money, etc. But the thing of it is with a fiber network, whatever signal you put out into it affects the network. So if you're a little peg station with a poor quality signal that you're putting into the network, it's actually kind of like poison. So they really, really want to help us figure this out. There's something in it for them now, and what I was told is that they're working with all the peg stations in the state to try to get sensible connections, sensible signal quality. All of the peg stations are like us. We are not alone, unfortunately. We did get a compliment. The regional manager, whose name is Jerry Wergen, said this was the orderliest, tidiest, cleanest peg setup he's seen. So we got a little gold star for that. So, so I made sure to contact the prior managers and pass on the compliment. So that was a good thing. Getting to cost, we had a couple of questions that we asked. And what we learned was, and this is from Chris Crawford, who is high up in the echelon and is aware of all the legal and contractual matters. He said we could abandon the peg channels entirely and still get franchise fees. So we could do that. They also said that the price for fixing them, if we wanted to, a new encoder would be one encoder per channel. The one we have now is a dual encoder, so it's one for both. But the encoder itself is $85. However, putting it in and making the whole setup work is a lot of labor. So what we're looking at is if we decide to fix them, we are going to have to pay labor. There are two choices that we have. We can go with the standard that we've been doing, which is SD, single definition. I can give you all the technical stuff on it, but I don't think you want me to.
It, probably.
What it means is when you're, if you're channel surfing And you see an SD channel, the picture and signal quality is much less, is noticeably less than your HD. The state of Wisconsin has a legal agreement with whoever is the dominant cable company that they must provide SD service to PEG channels at no monthly fee.
That's why.
So if we went with SD for both channels, it would be $14,000 up front, no monthly fee. However, we aren't obligated to keep both channels either. We could upgrade one and let the other one go dark. If we went with HD, the upfront upgrade cost would be
12,670.
total $12,650. But the monthly fee would be $888. And we don't have that kind of budget. However, again, we don't have to upgrade them both. So the question here is, can we upgrade the channels? Can we upgrade one channel? So that's, I'm getting ahead of my board now, and I don't really want to do that. That's one question we need to answer, is if we can do it. Now, our last quarterly report indicated that the franchise fee revenue that we get is down by 12%. I want to go back and redo all the line items in our budget to make it, to make some cuts. Because I want to assume that we're not going to get more than 88% of what we got. I think it's safe to assume we're going to get the same smaller amount, but we're going to have to just re-go over through everything. And in all the line items there. Advantages, kind of in my mind, is if you're gonna keep the channels, keep one, because if you give channels up, you can't get them back. It's really, really hard to do. It's like getting a new liquor license, only much, much worse, because you have the FCC involved and all that. So it would be allowable, according to these guys, for us to keep one channel and actively work with it, and leave the other channel dormant. Don't feed it anything, but just have it in your back pocket. Maybe we'll get maybe we'll grow. Right now, we don't have enough content to feed both channels. We simply don't. So that's that part of it. Part of our thought as a board and as our philosophy for the last decade has been, we need to create other income streams. We need to do it. And so we need to build up our station, build up our viewership, build up our content so that we can sell airtime. And with our cable channel, a big kind of blurry spot, an unknown zone was, well, can we legally sell airtime on a PEG station? And I've learned this afternoon, this is hot off my notes, I learned this afternoon that, well, yes, we can. And the example that Jerry Wergen gave us is that his home city of Wausau, their PEG station sells airtime, and there are a lot of realty ads on it. So a possible way forward is to upgrade one channel to HD, build up the content, sell airtime, and then the airtime would make the monthly payment. That's, would be the plan there. And again, I need to go over all of the numbers. I just want to let you guys know what's going on here. If we do keep one channel and do have it be HD, we have enough material uploaded onto YouTube by now that we could fill content. Because we can take what we have up on YouTube, download it, and put it into the station channels. And we have been doing that with St. John's and St. Paul's services. Anyways, they put them up on YouTube and we take them and put them in the, nobody can see them, but, So, so that's what we can do. That's what we can do going forward. And then our channel would be, the content would be community events, public meetings, and we already have the equipment to live stream direct to the cable channel, just like we do to YouTube. So live streaming that's going on right now to YouTube would also be going into the cable channel as well. We already have all that equipment.
So you're still gonna keep both, live streaming, the YouTube and all
Yes,
that will still be there?
absolutely.
So you have two different customers then?
It's demographics.
Yeah.
The people that watch our YouTube live streaming are generally millennial females. Although quite a few males do too. I've been looking at, the numbers. and what Facebook's got and stuff, and it's the like mid-40s and younger are the ones that really watch the live stream and really watch the YouTubes. It's the older people, like my age group, we like to sit and watch our TV and, you know, have it be.
Because our channel, our cable channel really is only local. Can we get, is it 991 and 992?
You always put your finger right on it.
I know.
You do, and so this is the thing. I have asked over the years, well, how do we know who's watching? And where does our channel go? I mean, what region does it cover? And they won't answer. The reason why they won't answer is because cable companies are very, very protective of their subscriber data. It's confidential. I consult for cable companies. I see all their private data, and I've got to sign all kinds of agreements to, you know, they're extremely protective of it. I've been going back and forth all afternoon saying, well, can you give me just sort of a quick and dirty sketch? You know, do we go from Beaver Dam to Janesville? I mean, just, and how can we sell airtime if we don't know who our audience is? How can we determine our programming if we don't know, I mean.
And they're not gonna give you that answer?
He said he'd see what he could do, because they now want to work with PEG stations.
Okay.
Before, they didn't want to. They resented us. They had to kind of carry us because the state law said they had to, and we got treated accordingly. Now it's a whole different story, especially if we go fiber and HD. We're part of their network, and I'm sure there's also lots of reasons they're not going to tell me about, but that I can guess, that now makes it important for them to work with PEG channels. I cannot believe the responsiveness I've been getting in the last like month, 6 weeks. I mean, they're right there. I can't believe it. It's like, what happened to you guys?
So as of right now, do we not have a cable channel, right?
We don't have functioning ones.
Right, that's what I meant.
There's
So
no
right now,
picture.
the only way they see us is
Yes.
YouTube. Got it.
Yes, YouTube is all we have, and whatever gets up on Facebook.
You'll be redoing your budget, coming back to finance and presenting it.
Right, the budget is not, we're not gonna be asking for more money.
No, I understand.
We'll be moving around line
Yeah,
items.
yeah.
And part of moving around line items is gonna mean, and again, I don't wanna get ahead of my board, because
Yep.
we've been talking about this a lot. The model that we've been following as a station and as a board has always been, there's the manager and then videographers.
Mhm.
And for a while, we bumped the manager position up so that it was eligible for benefits, hoping we could attract, you know, good employees who are well-versed in the technology and all of that. Well, we're gonna have to abandon that, because we can't afford it. If we have the hours go below half-time, suddenly the whole expense for benefits goes away. And also, and again, I'm still learning how this station really works. And in my opinion, there are two main bodies of knowledge. One is administrative, keeping track of your digital assets, making sure the subscriptions get renewed, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then there's the creative part, designing programs, going out and filming them, editing, creating finished products. And typically, people are either good at one or they're good at the other, so it's really hard to find somebody who can do both. So sort of, and this is all, I'm just speculating or just spitballing here, it's almost like, what if you had two part-time positions, where one was the administrator and the other was the program director, who ran the crews and trained people on how to use the camera equipment. I couldn't train any of those people on how to, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm very, very lucky
Yeah,
that we
one's in the
have
back
these-
room, yeah.
that we have these gentlemen and ladies,
Okay.
they know how to use the equipment.
All right,
But I want training documents.
I love it.
Again, we don't have a
Policies,
knowledge base.
procedures, all that good stuff, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, so while I'm doing this, I just want you guys to be clear that
Yep.
this isn't easy for me. I'm dealing with a very steep learning curve. I am, for reasons I don't understand myself, passionately committed to our little station. I think
I
it's
know
our
you are.
community voice. It's our voice.
That's good.
It's really the only voice we have. It's especially since the newspaper started ignoring us unless we had a tornado.
And we don't have an editor anymore
You know?
anyway, so,
Yeah, yeah.
there we go.
So,
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the best that I can.
Yeah,
I
appreciate
do
that.
have to work,
Mm-hmm.
so this is just where we're at. We'll see what the board does, we'll see what kind of a budget model we can come up with, we'll see what kind of organizational model we can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And ideally, we get to have it all. I will come back before you guys
Sure.
when we have our act together better. And I'm gonna ask you for your help, not for money,
Right.
but for getting the word out there. We get this channel back up, we're gonna have to build the audience back. People are gonna need a reason to go to it. And if we go HD, I was told our number might change to like 492, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also help just letting people know, because I've heard in the past when word has gone out that we can do ads for you and such, the scuttlebutt around town was that it was a scam.
Mm.
And that's really, when that gets painted on you,
Yeah.
it's really hard to let go of.
We need to get the messaging out correctly from the
Yeah,
start and.
exactly,
Do we have
exactly.
anything scrolling now that we need to let people know about? That the channel's down, look at YouTube, kind of thing? On our website, do we
No,
have anything that we should be putting up?
I think that should be put
Yeah,
up, just,
get in touch with Jeannie and you guys
Down for
put something
repairs.
up there.
yeah.
That, because people will call here, you know that. They'll call here and find out why he's not there.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, it's down for repairs.
Yep, not a problem.
Something I want you to have in your minds is that any advertising space that we sell or ads that we create for a business, since we're nonprofit, would be the best deal,
Mhm.
lowest cost. And that's, I think that's something that's worth taking us a look at. So there you go, that's my data dump.
Perfect.
If you have questions, I'm all ready for you. Just let me know.
Charlie, you got any questions? He's our IT guy. All right, thank you very much for that thorough update, and we'll look forward to hearing from you again. Good luck.
Thank
Thank you.
Good luck.
See you later.
All right, Board of Zoning Appeals, that was canceled. Apparently, he's redoing the.
They're working with the building inspector
Yeah.
on different plans.
Good, so that was canceled. Finance Committee, Tim, any comments below?
Everything will be coming before council today.
Wonderful. Consent agenda items are in your packet. Are there any questions, or it just needs approval?
Austin Cool make a motion to approve consent agenda items.
Cummings will second.
Motion by Austin Cool, second by Cummings to approve the consent agenda item. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 6, recommendations of boards, committees, and commissions. Tim, Finance.
And Thomas make a motion to approve December 2024 financial statements. Payroll in the amount of $109,873.18. General disbursements and $311,463.18. And the clerk treasurer's report, which is on file in the clerk's office.
Cummings will second.
Motion by Thomas, second by Cummings to approve the December financials. Roll call?
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Cool, yes.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
Weird, yes.
Hasla, yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 2025-02 pedestrian bridge in the park. Do you want Chad to
Chad to
speak?
take
Or
this,
there
yes.
you go.
Now I'll let you talk.
So, pedestrian bridge in Fireman's Park on the west side is starting to deteriorate because we keep it open in the winter time using salt. So this $4,900 would let Core Engineering Group go out and start with bid process with the plans. So keep the ball rolling, and then at a later date we put it out for bids. And then there'll be an additional cost of $20,000-ish maybe
Mhm.
to do the necessary repairs underneath the bridge deck.
All right, Tim, you want to make any other comments on that? The resolution?
This went before the Finance Committee. The Finance Committee unanimously is recommending that the approval of the $4,900 for the plans to repair the bridge. The estimate currently is $15,000 to $20,000 to do so, and the source of the funds will be determined at a later date. So Thomas will make a recommendation, or make a motion rather, to approve Resolution 2025-02 to begin the design work of the pedestrian bridge in Waterloo Fireman's Park for the amount of $4,900.
Motion by Thomas, second by Griffin to approve Resolution 2025-02 for the pedestrian bridge. Any questions? Roll call?
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Poole, yes.
Griffin,
Thomas, yes.
Weird, yes.
Hesley, yes.
Motion carried. Parks request for the remainder of the library unused furnace budget dollars. Tim?
The park is requesting to do additional repairs to the pavilion and is requesting to use the unused finances from the installation of the new furnaces in the library.
Which came in at a lower cost.
We originally budgeted the furnaces at $45,000. The bid came in at 42,
32.
or 32.6.
Mhm.
And the work in the or in the park would be close to that amount. It was decided until the furnaces were actually installed and we had a final bill to table this request. So Thomas makes a motion to. I don't want to
Table or defer?
I will defer
There we go.
until, for a future meeting.
Charles Poole, second.
Motion by Thomas, second by Charles Poole to, we just learned a new word today, AI, very helpful. We are deferring this topic until after the library furnaces are installed, which is Monday. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution 2025-03, new schedule fee for the parks. Gabe is here.
We haven't updated our fee schedule since 2022. Our pavilion bookings are still pretty much full. During the heavy season, we only have maybe a handful of dates still available. So we feel at this time it is the right time to raise our fees again for pavilion rentals. Some of the other stuff on the fee schedule are just aesthetic things that we updated to it. The other fee change that needs to be voted on would be, we've raised our bartender rental rates from $15 to $20. Oh, and then the one change that was incorrect on the previous fee schedule was the over 4-hour rental for the trailhead. It was listed as 300, but it's only 250.
So you should have had a loose one on the table, just because it said 2022 in your packet, so the loose one.
They only have loose ones for finance.
Only the finance people were blessed with the loose one?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I took them to my office.
Very,
That is on
very.
me.
Thanks a lot.
So it'll be in the packet
Okay.
under the minutes correctly, it says
Yeah, and
2025 with. a couple
What you
of-
have in the packet is, the fee hasn't changed, it was
Right.
just aesthetics to it.
Added a few more things.
I added
Yeah.
the coach pitch and the batting cage on it, which their fee doesn't change. And then change some wording, per the mayor's request, but otherwise, the fee that you see in front of you is the fee that the Parks Commission would like to go forward with starting February 1st.
All right, any questions? We will be doing another update overall on the fee schedule, but we can independently approve this one, and then it'll just get incorporated in on the whole new document. We've got building permits and different things that Jeannie's working on, so there'll be another update, but this is just timely for park business.
And if anybody wants to know, our rates are still lower than the comparable ones around us, like Columbus. Columbus is at $3,000 per rental of their pavilion, which is basically a replica of ours almost. So we're still under their rental rates.
All right, well, what's your pleasure? It was referred to from finance as approved.
Cummings will make a motion to approve the resolution 2025-03 and accepting a new fee schedule for park rates and fees.
Wyatt will second.
Motion by Cummings, second by Wyatt to approve resolution 2025-03. Roll call.
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Cole, yes.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
Wyatt, yes.
Motion carried. Waterloo Cable, we already addressed that earlier. Water and Light, Ports and Pay, number 19. Big pile of paper with some pretty pictures and all kinds of good stuff for you. Amount due for this application is $465,360.08.
Cummings will make that motion for that set amount.
Austin Cool, second.
Motion by Cummings, second by Austin Cool to approve Ports and Pay. Roll call.
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Cole, yes.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
Wyatt, yes.
Motion carried. The next two items, tracking amount and update, are all part of your packet. It is just informational. And now we are on 2025-01, ordinance 340-27. I know Lana wanted to talk about this, amending the collection of bills in arrears.
And I jumped the gun on this one. Barry had asked me and I just sped it up. He wanted it on the February one since he couldn't be here tonight, so he was very fine if we waited and tabled or deferred it till the February meeting, because he couldn't be here tonight. And so it was my fault for getting it on earlier, so I told him I'd let you guys know.
I will make a motion to defer.
Charles Cole, second.
Motion by Thomas, second by Charles Cool to defer.
Very good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Liquor license. We have new people at the BP. Sorry, it's been a revolving door. It's so hard to keep up. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, in your packet is the liquor license. Now, are you guys new? Did you buy this store? Are you new to Waterloo?
Yeah, to Waterloo, we're pretty new.
Okay.
Closest store we have is Johnson Creek.
Okay. All right, and we have gas, right?
We
That's
are,
good.
yeah, we are in a process to buy the real estate.
Okay,
So
They were-
I don't know what exactly happened before.
we don't either.
Yeah, so,
We have no idea.
yeah. All I know is the people that we were negotiating buying the property, they were out of New York.
Okay,
And they asked us a favor, they were like, before you close on the property, can you guys take over the business?
okay,
And we were not ready, so that's when we just came in submitting the licenses.
all right, sounds good.
And
All right,
the Chief's seen everything and gone over it all, so it's all been approved by him,
all right. So are we doing,
the same as before.
yeah, so it's beer and tobacco, all these good things.
Yep.
Multiple, all right. If anybody has any questions, otherwise it just needs approval.
Cummings will make a motion to approve the liquor license request for 300 West Madison Street.
BP.
BP.
Yeah.
Wyatt will second.
Motion by Cummings, second by Wyatt to approve the liquor license for the new owners of the BP. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sticking through all this long meeting.
No problem.
We'll have those ready for you tomorrow, so you can pick up anytime after, like, give me a couple hours in the morning. We're open till noon tomorrow, but
Sure,
we'll get it done for you.
no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-04, purchase of a new DPW truck. This was budgeted, but we had, I had suggested that Chad bring it here just so that we have the record of it and he can discuss what he is doing with it.
So, I'm looking at purchasing the Ford F-550 to replace the current Ford F-550 that we have. One that we currently have is a 2011 model. Getting tired, it's getting old. 15 years old, it's time to replace it. And then, it's gonna be just a standard dump truck. And then I'm gonna have Midwest welding and manufacturing ovens. Refill, build a custom leaf shipper box, just slides in the dump truck, so I'm not handcuffing myself with having Madison Trucking build me a shipper box on a dump frame and then it's
So I put together all the documents you had originally sent, which weren't in the packet. So you've got City of Columbus for the Ford F-550, and then you've got the Silverado, both out in Appleton. And the main reason I asked him to do this is because he's actually picking the more expensive truck than the cheaper truck, and normally we pick the cheaper one, and it had a lot to do with this box you wanna put on it,
Well, yeah, and see what.
and the
Chevy-
differences in design.
Yeah, this is actually, what I changed my mind, I'm actually gonna say this is city about 10 grand.
Mhm.
But the Chevy, the Duramax comes as a stock standard option on the Chevy. The Ford, the Power Stroke is an upcharge for the diesel. But, I know it's 10 grand, so it ends up being like $6,000 more. We have a gas motor in the current F-550 we got, and we're going up Indian Hills pulling a load, the truck goes in limp mode, and I'm on stock, I can't go over this. So I'm hoping with the diesel, and more power, I can be able to go around town. The Ford truck sits an awful lot lower to the ground than the Chevy. You know, none of us are getting any younger, crawling in and up out of a dump truck every 50 feet to pick up brush, it gets kinda old. I mean, the Ford is more like a pickup truck, where the Chevy is more like a dump truck, it sits up higher. Fire department just bought the F-550, I was down there the other day looking at it, it's a really nice truck. It'd be identical to what they just bought.
And the box that you're doing out of Reeseville, that's saving us money too, right?
Yeah, so what Napleton has quoted on here is just a standard, like utilities dump truck, just a standard 1-ton dump truck. And then Midwest Welding and Manufacturing built us a custom slide-in box to put in a dump truck to bolt down. So then if I wanna use, you know, like spring cleanups for landscaping and stuff, I don't need to go around with a big patrol truck hauling around dirt, I can use the 1-ton to do more so landscaping with it. And this way I'm not tying my hands, because if I take a Madison truck for that 35,000 I talked about earlier this year, it would strictly be a chipper truck / leaf truck, and then that's it. This way I can take the box out and use it as a dump truck.
Yeah, I didn't see a quote from Midwest, but I know you had said
He
that it was,
didn't,
send it to you.
no, he never, he gave me a verbal quote
Yeah.
for 10.5.
We work with them at McKay, so I know exactly how they operate, so I'm not surprised. But they do fantastic work.
Yes, they do.
So they, yeah, a lot of custom stuff, so stuff at McKay.
Reeseville had them, obviously, the right in Reeseville. Reeseville had them make a custom box for them. They're still going through and tweaking it a little bit, but it's all manufactured.
Yeah.
Slide.
So it's all within budget anyway, but just because it is, you know, difference in price, I wanted everybody to understand what we're doing and why. Okay, thank you. And did you order it? You're gonna after this.
Tomorrow.
There you go.
Maybe approval tonight.
Need the approval. All righty.
Make a motion to accept resolution 2504 for the purchase of the new DPW pickup truck from Ableton, Columbus.
Can you include that 550 in here?
The
F-550.
F-550 Ford.
There you go.
Cummings will second.
Motion by Charlie Cool, second by Cummings to approve the purchase of the F-550 Ford out of Mapleton. Roll call?
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Cole, yes.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
White, yes.
Perfect, thank you very much. And finally,
Motion
resolution.
carried.
Motion carried, there you go. That's what you get paid the big bucks for, atta girl.
Tell me.
We'll be
Resolution
talking later.
2025-05, new library board member, Susan, who is here. She actually did apply a couple years ago when we had an opening in April. And we gave that one to Diane just because I really wanted to make sure we had out-of-town people on the board as well. And we had somebody from Reeseville the last time. So nothing against anything she did or anybody else. And we did have a couple other applications, but because she applied before and her resume, that you didn't put it with the packet, but I'll just read it to you. Her background is in financing, working for Morgan Stanley, a CPA firm. She has also written and published several books. One, A Children's Guide to Prairies, and an adult nonfiction. Her passions are finance, writing, and gardening. She says, my background, I think I could bring something interesting to the library board. I work at St. John's and have started a school garden through grants, which is my favorite word, and donations. So we had looked through the applications, and that is who we selected. She accepted, and she is here. So we just need your approval. If you have any questions for her, by all means. All righty then.
Thomas, make a motion to,
There you go. You're too slow.
who made the motion? Me?
You did.
You're starting, yeah?
You're starting.
I'm not gonna stay here all night, people. Make motion to approve resolution 2025-05, approving the new board member Susan McDermott.
Motion by Thomas, second by Griffin, to approve resolution 2025-05, new board member Susan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. We sent you some information. I know Kelly will walk you through it. We've got a wonderful board. She sits on your committee as well, so she can walk you through anything as well.
She was a Cummings, by the way.
Her maiden name?
Yep.
Oh, we've already bonded then.
Yeah.
All righty.
We're not
Good.
related, but you know,
Yeah.
we could be.
All right, future agenda items and announcements. I just want to remind people, we are in winter season. Yes, there were 75 warnings put out there a week or so ago. Dusting is still snow, slipping still happens, so just keep aware of your properties. Anybody else?
Who makes the motion to adjourn?
Cummings was second.
Motion by Charlie Cool, second by Cummings to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Said no one ever. Motion carried. Have a good night. Thank you so much.